I, 28 female. Just found out my husband, 28 male, switched my birth control out, and I'm fcking broken. I'm just need to write this, I think, I don't know. I used to have a therapist I could text, but my new one is on vacation this week and I don't feel comfortable messaging her yet. I'm sorry if this is nonsensical. We've been discussing surrogacy and adoption because I've always told him I do not want to carry, and apparently he has spent these last 3 months we have been discussing this trying to get me pregnant. I keep mine in a daily vitamin AM/PM container that I always take the moment I get up in the morning at 730 am. I just switched my birth control in November to a smaller version that I'm not all too familiar with. And he has been swapping them out with folic acid. So on top of this, I have also been taking a double dose of folic acid that comes in my women's daily. I was out today and came home early today and brought him this wrap that we used to get in college. It was an extra 30 minutes drive outside my normal fcking commute. But we'd had an argument earlier this week about how I felt he might have changed his opinion on children and I wanted to do something nice for us. And I got home and put them on the table and he just burst out crying and spilt it all. Everything. I don't know what to say or do. I pretty much said nothing to him, and just walked away, and I have been sitting in out guest room for the last 4 hours just sitting looking at the fcking wall. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. I'm scared I am pregnant. I'm scared where I am. I don't even know how to tell my friends or family. I don't know if this should be a legal thing. I'm pretty sure it is, in Canada, where I am from. I don't know how to face him when I leave this room. I genuinely debated crawling out the window but I don't know where to go. He knocked for a while but then stopped. I barely know how to explain how I feel, I'm just shaken. I feel absolutely disgusting. I feel violated. Edit. I just want to thank everyone. Your kindness is really helping because the situation just feels so surreal. And I know I should but I'm still not sure how to tell anyone about this. He left the house, I don't know where, and I'm really unclear about whether this is SAW or not but I don't want him to come back, and I really wish I was clear on that so maybe I could have a reason to change the locks or something, but I don't know if that's allowed. I've just deadbolted it for now. I don't know if that's allowed in the marital home, either. I'm not really sure if I have a plan other than that. I don't think I can stay with him. It may not legally be SAW but it feels like it. Pregnancy is complete horror to me, and I don't think the depth of this situation has really settled in yet. I'm still in shock. I'll try to update again when I can because this is honestly helping to straighten my thoughts a lot. Edit 2. I think I will be going to the police tomorrow. I will probably take this down. I don't know how the law work around posting this publicly. But I know that he has read it, though I don't think he's on this one. I just wanted to thank the people who are reaching out again. I had someone message me privately after speaking to a friend in the RCMP with more information. I don't know how to that you all, but I'm going to try to sleep now. Thank you again. Well, there goes the trust out the window. I think for now you might want to either stay with a friend or your parents to get a better handle on how you want to proceed. What he did is absolutely disgusting. Not once did I ever think to tamper with my wife's birth control. Any form of tampering with things that you put into your body is a huge dealbreaker to me. Go take a pregnancy test. You have lots of issues, find out if pregnancy is one. If it is, it has to be dealt with first. If not, well at least that is not on your plate. Yeah, that would be the end for me. No trust, and also the level of control he is trying to exert over your body and your choices is just way beyond unacceptable. I'm so sorry. I don't think I could move past this. He violated you, and took away your autonomy. My 26F husband, 28M, is leaving me after a false allegation from my friend. Our 2-year marriage is likely going down the drain after the events of the past month. A month ago, my friend, 27F, keeps saying that he's with me only because he wants to control me, which isn't true at all, and that he wants to use me for my money and body. He's always been respectful. I keep telling her over and over she doesn't know about our marriage. This descended into her verbally screaming at me up to the point where I had to walk off and block her. She then goes on Facebook and says that I sexually assaulted her last night. Complete lie. My husband doesn't believe my explanation and wants to separate. The next few weeks go by and I finally had witnesses that disapproved everything she was saying, and she finally admitted that what she said was a lie. And yet my husband still wants to divorce me because even though the allegations aren't true, they have tainted me in his eyes. I even had a different friend tell me she thought she saw him and my former friend together. I don't know what to do at this point. I feel like I should just go completely off the grid and cut contact with family and friends, but what should I do? Your friend and husband have been sleeping together for a while now. She was trying to get you to leave him so she could have him, you didn't take the bait, so now he's leaving you. He knows the accusation isn't true, he's just cheating on you. I even have a different friend tell me she thought she saw him and my former friend together. Wait. Is this former friend the same one who has been trying to get you to leave your husband and accused you of assault? If this citing is correct, isn't it clear that her and your husband have been having an affair? That's why the former friend has been trying to get you to leave him, and that's why your husband is so eager believe some bullshit reason. Because these two people want to be together and break up your marriage. Sounds to me like he'd been looking for an out, and finally, found one. My 24M girlfriend, 23F, insulted and disrespected me to my peer right in front of my face. I am writing this downstairs whilst she is still passed out in bed recovering from what I'm sure is a bad hangover. Alcohol is no excuse though, as this situation happened quite early into the night. I have been with my girlfriend for little over a year. I run a software consultancy company and I met her as she worked for one of my clients at the time. She moved into my house 5 months ago. We got a puppy, Italian Greyhound. At her request I prefer bigger dogs, haha, and the relationship has been very strong so far. Last night I was attending a networking event and brought her as my plus one. Quite a fancy event, so everyone was dressed in suits for the guys and dresses for the girls. Alcohol is also free throughout the night. It started out as a fun night, but as it went on my girlfriend was acting weirdly. I would join her conversations midway and she would be digging into guys' net worth and what car they drive, etc. She has never been particularly materialistic, so I thought this was odd. A bit later we were talking to some guy together and again she asked about his net worth. He jokingly didn't want to say, but she pushed and eventually he did. Granted it was high, but my girlfriend reacted by saying, "You beat my boyfriend in all 3 departments then." When asked why she meant, she clarified it meant taller, more handsome, and richer. Bear in mind I was stood right there. The guy looked a bit shocked and I smiled through the pain but was obviously extremely angry on the inside. We stayed another hour as I had some people I wanted to talk to, and she proceeded to get pretty damn drunk. Then I called a cab and we went home. It's not that I was jealous, it's just that it is very disrespectful. Because of this I will be breaking up with her, but wanted to post on here anyway to see how to go about that, as don't want her spinning it on me being insecure. Let me know thoughts. Edit. It's done. We'll post an update tomorrow if interested. I think you're quite right to break up with her. That was way out of line. Wow. I'm embarrassed just reading this. Her behavior was beyond rude even if she wasn't in a relationship. The red flags are waving. Run. Yeah, you're dating a gold digger and she's scouting for her next man. Dude, that's terrible. You should break up with her. She said he beats you in all 3 departments. Foul. Dump her rude ass and make sure to explain why. That she beat you in the rude department. I, F34. Met my husband's, M35, mistress at his work party and now I don't know what to do. I never even wanted to go to this party but he insisted that I attend. It was to celebrate the appointment of a new boss. He begged me to go even though I wanted to spend time with our sick son, 7. Eventually, I agreed that his mother could babysit and got dressed up for this party he wanted me to attend. When we arrived, I called home to make sure my son wasn't showing any new symptoms as I have been quite paranoid since this strep outbreak in his school. My husband complained saying I don't need to keep checking up on the kids, we have 3, and just need to let him show me off. I didn't really like how he implied that I was just something to show off. Like I'm a trophy wife or something. He introduced me to many of his colleagues, most of whom I forgot because my mind was elsewhere. I texted my mother-in-law telling her to keep me updated and tried to enjoy the party. I didn't want to ruin it for my husband and knew my paranoia would just stress him out too. So I drank some alcohol in hopes of forgetting about that and letting loose. Then the bitch came up to us. She had a smug grin on her face and greeted my husband with a hug and kiss on his cheek. I didn't think much of it, it's a pretty standard greeting. But then she started to say some things that retrospectively are pissing me off. She was calling herself his work wife and that she should help look after my children like that was a normal suggestion from a work colleague. I again decided to ignore her. My husband didn't seem interested. How wrong was I? Hours into the party, everyone was starting to leave. I told my husband it was 10 p.m. now and I wanted to go home and be with the kids. He complained saying he would rather stay for longer as they were going to some bar now. I told him I didn't care, I'm going home. He let me go saying not to wait up for him. I was getting annoyed with his dismissive behavior towards our sick child. Surely he should be just as concerned. I'm out of the building but realized I left my phone in the building, so I go back up to retrieve it. That's when I saw them both huddled in a corner snogging like school children. I just grabbed my phone, took a picture for proof and went home to be with my kids. I didn't even sleep in our bedroom. I slept in my son's room because I didn't want to see my husband when I woke up. The next day, today, he asked me if I was okay because I was acting off. I couldn't help myself and just asked him how long he had been cheating on me with her. He denied it, first telling me he only had eyes for me blah blah. But when I showed him the picture he admitted they had been sleeping together for 3 months now. He was putting aside the fact his son was ill because of some other woman? I felt sick to my fucking stomach. And he wanted to parade me around like a show pony just to publicly kiss her? How fucking humiliating that these people who I didn't even know knew about my husband's public affair before I even had a clue. What makes me even more sick is I've been suffering with postpartum depression. We have a 6-month-old baby and his dad is off with some other woman. I don't know what to do. I kicked him out of the house, I can barely look at him. I was distracted during the day with my children, getting them ready for school tomorrow, housework, finishing painting the kitchen cabinets. But I've exhausted all efforts to distract myself and I can't stop crying, getting mad at him, then getting mad at myself. It's a fucking awful cycle. I'm so lost, what do I do? This can't work now, how will I ever trust him again? I already struggle with trusting people, something he knew very well. I feel betrayed, angry and ashamed. How much am I to blame in this too? Surely he must have been bored enough to go to someone else months after his youngest son was born. Clearly I'm doing something wrong. But what? I gave everything to this man. I gave up my career for him. I became a housewife because he felt it would be better for the upbringing of our kids. But I don't know what I want now. I can't stand to even look at him, but the idea of divorce makes me feel violently ill. Like I'm letting her win somehow. I'm genuinely begging for guidance on what to do here. Do I leave him or do I endure it for the kids? Has anyone been in a similar situation? What did you choose to do and did you regret it? How is getting rid of a lying cheater letting her win? Please do not let this other person further into your life by considering her opinion of your decisions. Contact a counselor and an attorney. Even if you're not sure you want to leave, talking to professionals who deal with this stuff all the time will help you realize that whatever you decide, you can make it happen. Whatever you choose to do, it will be a series of tasks just like any other series of tasks, and professionals exist to guide you through those tasks. Utilize them. Protect yourself, protect your children, recognize that this is a choice he made. It has nothing to do with you, except that you were the collateral damage. She won't want him back if she can have him, as my guess. Divorce the loser.